Alright, Andre. So for assignment 1, we just have the star. And approximate, and then so you can see the wireframe. So basically you just made new triangles like that, and then put the vertices. There's 8 vertices going on, and so I just made that right here, and then did the winding. There's 6 triangles, and then change that each one. So then for the next one, we have the number of vertices. So it's a circle. And so we create a static variable, number of verts. So we'll go to like 12. And put wireframe on. And then, so there's 12 vertices with 10 triangles. And then when you change that, like 50. There will be 50 vertices with 48 triangles going on. And so all I did was go off the number of verts to, here it is, create the number of vertices around the circle, the placement of them. And so it'd be 2 pi divided by the number of verts, and then for the current vertice you go around and place it on the circle. And then for the number of triangles, it's always the number of verts minus 2. And then so for each winding, the first one's always going to be 0. And then you just for the next index, you just increase the winding by 1, and that's the winding would be facing out. And then to create the number of triangles, you do that. And so for this, when you do these, basically you're changing the z value, and that's in the NDC. So when you go to 1, nothing happens because it's still in the NDC, and so it still renders. And in the rendering pipeline, there it first renders the vertices, then it renders the it does the rasterizing and the clipping, and so it renders the vertices, and then it clips it and rasterizes the shape. And so when you change it to like 2, or when you go beyond the NDC frame, that's why you see the trapezoid and the triangle, because it gets like top gets clipped or the side gets clipped. out of the NDC, and so it doesn't get rendered. And then to render something in outside a full viewport would be helpful, because when you maybe have to do like a smaller screen, so like you would say the rear view mirror in a racing game, or like a split screen, you can only render like half of that. And then for a uint and a unorm, this stands for unsigned normalized, and this stands for unsigned int. And so they're customized types used for the the DX that they created. So SN is signed in, but basically they use it so they can put their put the types in. So an unsigned int holds, and there also could be aligned for a specific purpose, and so the int would hold numbers 0 all the way through however many bytes that is, and then it's also in bits, and then a normalized value, depending on the number of bits, holds like the floating point number from between 0 and 1. So if it's like 2 bits, then it's gonna be like 0, 0.3, 0.6 to 1. And yeah. Alright, sorry, well I went really over, my bad. I'll see you later.